Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Broken Sword. Nah, 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 nah. Uh, whatever the title of this is. So I was actually playing this. I was recording this the last session. I think that was actually last night. I'm trying to create a massive buffer for when I start teacher training on Thursday, because I'm not sure how much prep I'll be required to do. So the longer I have, or the bigger the buffer, the more stuff I can keep on doing. I could stick with 5 Let's Plays. Or maybe not, maybe I'll have to just let things drop and then, well, we'll see what happens. So I'm doing this again, although technically I could be doing something else, but I was struggling with combat earlier, so I just want to have a wee bit of a break from it, and unrelated. It's like kind of unrelated news. I've been in a bit of a singing mood, so if I end up singing, I apologise. Predominantly Harry Chapin's "Dreams Go By," if you know that. If you don't,
the scroll was a symbol of
very
scholarship. I knew that much. A scholarly knight. That rang a bell. A very Spanish bell.
Indeed, and that's why we're looking at that's. Oh, am I what? Oh, am I meant to have? Have I done this in the wrong order as well? I don't think that makes any sense. No, I didn't think so. So we're here because, of course, we're out in Spain just a moment ago looking for Don Carlos. Yes, and if you've not heard of Harry Chapin, you should go and listen to him. He's amazing. He's brilliant. Well, I would say that, wouldn't I? I like it.
See that what
Yes. Yes, it's the thing on the
per
manuscript.
disciplinum meum lux videbus.
Through my teachings, you can see.
A bit of a stained glass window. Wow. Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
That's frustrating. Are you just going to say... What should I do? What? How do I don't have it. What? Oh, I do. Ooh. Do I give it to the knight? No. Do I put it in his scroll? That makes no sense. Do I use that with that? What about use that with you? Talk to you about it.
Hello again, Father.
Bonjour, monsieur. How pleasant to speak to you again.
What do you make of this chalice?
It certainly looks very old.
About as old as this church, I think.
There seems to be an engraving on it.
Yeah? What does it say?
I do not know. It is very tarnished. With your permission, I could try polishing it. I promise I will be very careful.
The patina. Go ahead. We need to know what it says.
That'd be very good of you.
This shouldn't take very long. Feel free to look around.
And that's
Okay, thanks.
somewhat disappointing. I mean, that's not going to be new, but okay. So we've changed something there. That's good. That's good. I didn't realise we had it with us. I thought we'd left it with My brain went Esmeralda, and I don't think that's her name. What is her name? Countess. Does she have a name? Or is she just the Countess? Countesses. Countess. Countess. No, she doesn't have a name. Terrible, pointless.
The priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church.
Well, try looking at this again. It won't do anything.
Per disciplinum meum lux videbus.
I don't know if that's...
A bit of a stained glass
Yes.
window had been
Yeah, I know. I wonder if that... Because it says, through my teachings you will see light. So I don't know if that's meant to be connected to this, or if it just happens. I mean, that might be what it's just saying, is that they happen to be connected. Trying to stop myself
a
from humming.
knight there in the company of his fellows. Biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world. I guess.
What are the references? That's something I'd like to know. Just out of interest.
A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work.
Yeah.
A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4. I wondered if this guy had died in combat.
Oh, just because he was a knight. Okay, there's no reason for you to think that. I don't think there's actually anything else to actually do with him, is there? What if I mix these?
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
The priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church.
And I can't, it won't let me
On
do
the
this.
end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack.
Okay.
Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff, but I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church.
Which is going to be something
other than deported.
I'm sure that's going to be what this is about. So
I didn't have time to sit around.
You gotta wait for him to be finished.
The priest was still...
Yeah.
I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout.
That doesn't look like this is like it's a... I mean, that does not look like a Bible story. Just trying to have a look at it. It's 3 knights and this fellow this points to. The blonde fella. He's pointing down for some reason at something. So there weren't any knights in the Bible.
A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
Can I give him a red nose? Give him a red nose. Oh. I assume it won't let me leave. Oh, it will! If I go back in now, will he? No. So I assume I need to do something. Do I? Oh! You're so far off the map, we haven't got any hints for you. This is the thing. I'm worried that I have to smash these. Please tell me I don't. Good, good. I was just worried for a moment. Oh no. Oh no. Good. Seems to. Just checking. But yes, you're right. If I use plaster of Paris, will that do something? What about here? No. Shake your hand. Yeah, so that's through my teachings you will see the light. So it's some, but I wonder if there is something here that I'm meant to see.
A bit of a stained glass window. Wow. Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
But I assume if there was something I was meant to see there, they would have said. Oop. Ah! Yeah, it's like you've run out of hints at this point.
The priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church.
Like, I assume because there's nothing else to look at.
Somehow it looked more modern than its neighbor.
Unless I meant to click on everything.
In comparison to its neighbor, it looked pretty plain. I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout.
Yeah, okay, so...
A row of old pews, beautifully carved and glowing with polish. I thought of all the people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men. That wasn't a pleasing image, so I went back to the young ladies.
Of course you did.
Whoa!
Right, so... I mean, I've already looked at these. Can't interact with these. So it looks like there's not much else to actually do here. So maybe I should... I mean, I don't want to leave Montfaucon. This is the thing, is I don't really want to leave this area. Although, we're kind of bereft of...
In French,
hints.
English, and German it read, in 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the knightly order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine.
What's that noise? Are you, like, drinking? Probably. Thing is, I don't want to meander off. I don't want to leave that.
The priest was still busy with the chalice, so I decided to have another look around the church.
But there's nothing else here to interact with, I don't think. Other than to leave. Let's just go. There's nothing else to look at. Let's have a chat with this fellow.
You're back!
Oui, I have returned.
Hooray!
Well, I wasn't expecting to see you back here again.
No? Well, it is a strange thing, but I am here on duty.
On duty? But you're just sitting there drinking wine.
No, I am not just drinking wine. I am undercover.
While wearing
I
uniform.
must be missing something. You're in uniform.
Precisely, monsieur. My cover is that of an indolent, wine-guzzling police officer.
You've got me convinced.
Merci. But in reality, my every muscle is poised, every nerve honed. I am drawn tight, ready to pounce. Bang!
Who or what were you planning to pizzang on?
You must have heard, monsieur, of the terror that is gripping Paris.
You mean the killings? Oh, at last, someone's taken action.
Guessing it's not.
People die every day. No, I am on the trail of Sewer Jacques.
Who?
Sewer Jacques, the terror of the subterranean city. He pops up here, he pops up there. The cops, they seek him everywhere. Is he so hush or beneath the neck that damned elusive Sewer Jacques?
Bravo, that's very good.
Merci. I was up half the night writing that.
That's, of course, the Scarlet Pimpernel, if anyone doesn't know. Appropriate being in Paris, of course. Scarlet Pimpernel was a British nobleman who went over to France to save the French aristocracy during the French Revolution. Well, I say he went. I'm fairly sure he was fictional.
Who is this Sewer Jacques character anyway?
Guessing it's us, George.
If we but knew that, we could have him in custody in an hour. But he is cunning to despoil the sewers of our fair city. He has committed many deceptions. He has pretended to be a police officer and deluded a poor war veteran.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
He has pretended to be a jongleur
Wow, is that the time?
and an American tourist. What nationality are you, monsieur?
Canadian.
Canadian. Well, gotta go now. See ya. Well, it's not everyone who can say they started an urban myth.
I mean, I can't say it, but of course the game is saying that Canadians and Americans sound alike, and I note to self edit that out.
The priest was still...
Right, we're gone. We'll head somewhere else. We'll visit Nico, but I don't know if that's anyone else. Sorry. Well, there's some places we can't go to anymore. Okay. Let's visit Nico. Back in Nico's apartment.
Hello, George.
Oh,
Okay, I can't do anything else here.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, George.
wasn't a no, admittedly. Easy. Okay, there's nothing else for us here. Oh, I see. So it's only giving us hints in areas where there's stuff for us to do. Okay. Nope. And we go back to Montfaucon. Does that? Oh, it is. I know about me. What should I? No. Oh, what? It did pop up then. No, I don't.
The priest was still...
Yeah, so that's done. Oh, so it's just say go to Mariv. Okay. So we'll leave the chalice there. Hopefully, it will be polished by the time we get back from Syria. One hopes. So we'll head off then. To Syria. Marib. A few hours later...
The stand was being watched by a young boy, maybe 12 years old.
It's a cat!
Hey there, young fella. Speaky you the English? Speaker you the Anglaise? Parlez-vous anglais?
Yes, see, and indeed we, and rather better than you by this sound. My name is Nijo. Welcome to my grand emporium of quality merchandise.
I like that. That's the American way of trying to get people to speak English. The English way of doing it is, do you speak English? So, yes. British tourists are fluent in English and foreign. And foreign is the same as English, but just louder and slower. What was I doing? Right, house.
So, this is your stand?
Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis.
This is a bustling metropolis?
Well, not per se, no.
How much are those books there on the shelf?
Have you any Syrian pounds?
I think I might have a couple of Irish pund.
Then they're too expensive for you, sir.
You speak very good English.
Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured.
Tapes of what?
A language course.
No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster. Cassie, Fink, Noto, Aunt Agatha. What ho?
Fair enough.
Does the word Templar mean anything to you?
Templar. Ah, Templar. Templar! Why, yes, of course.
It does?
Yes. A splendid series of books by Mr. Leslie Chatteris, featuring the roguish Mr. Simon Templar.
Great. That's a real help, Nijo. Anything else?
The Saint television program, featuring Mr. Roger Moore of the quizzical eyebrow, and a stick man with a halo. Bing!
Okay. Yeah, that's Simon Templar, yep.
So all Templar means to you is Roger Moore.
I only watched it for the stick man with the halo. Bing! He was better animated.
Dear oh dear. I think he did that before he was Bond. I might be wrong.
So I'm correct in saying that the word Templar doesn't mean much to you.
Well, there was the Order of Knights who were wiped out in an Inquisition in 1312, I suppose.
That's them. What else do you know?
Just how much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit card?
A what?
From the medieval edition. We had it on the stand a couple of years ago. Ask me what a feuter is. Go on, I know all this stuff.
Never mind. Okay, forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about knights?
They come after
Like
days.
The Crusaders, they came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They sacrificed thousands of lives, including their own, for insensate pride. How anyone can find them romantic confounds me.
Well, I mean, apart from the fact that it was done primarily for the power of the nobility, to protect Byzantium, to strengthen the position of the Pope, and in some cases actually, well, come to the romantic position, in many cases Muslims were actually better off under, well, in some cases, under the Christian lords rather than under the Muslim rulers, because although they were also Muslim, they were different they were different sects, let's say sects, denominations, that's a good word, denominations within Islam, and so they were kind of punished, whereas under the Christian feudalism, because of the idea of divine right and noblesse oblige, it was the feeling that the land was yours, the people were yours, and they were yours to look after as well as much as tax and take tribute from, blah 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 blah. I think about these things far too much.
Have you seen this man before?
No, sir. I'm glad to say. Cold eyes.
Okay, this was Middle Eastern, they said, wasn't it?
What do you make of this?
Well, beyond the obvious, very little. That pattern seems very familiar, though.
Right, okay.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle peep, sir.
Cheerio, old chap.